Hey friends, okay, so today's video, I'm gonna do just a chatty laundry chat, get back in the rhythm of doing YouTube videos, and just kind of talk about the summer. Honestly, it's just been a very crazy summer, and I thought I would just chat with you guys while folding my laundry and talking about life. I know for a lot of you, school has started up, and I'm so excited for all of us, right, to kind of get back in the rhythm. I don't know if you feel this way, but I always feel like the summers are wonderful, but they're like so all over the place. And so my kids, Bella started kindergarten this year. If you saw over on my Instagram, she started kindergarten, and it was, I thought it would be super emotional because the days leading up to her going to kindergarten, I cried a lot. Like, I was like, I don't know, I love having Bella around. She is so sparkly and happy and just like really honestly fun to be around. And I did the same thing with Zachary. Like when he went to kindergarten, I cried as well. And so my kids go to a Catholic school nearby, and so she was so excited to be in kindergarten and to be like the big kids and to have lunch at school and all of that. So it's just me and Maria at home right now, and so that's been an adjustment because I have not had a child just alone by themselves since Thomas. So Thomas is my oldest, and I have not had a child at home since Thomas was a baby. And Thomas and Jacob are 15 months apart, so that window was very small, and it was a lot of I don't know, I love that period, but I've just known having a lot of children around me all the time. So it's just interesting how it works. And so I kind of honestly didn't know how it would go. So this is our second week of school. Last week it was started halfway through the week and stuff. So this is kind of the first week of just me and Maria, and it was, I don't know, it's been great, honestly. I didn't know how it would go because she loves her like big brothers and sisters. They entertain her. A lot of people say like they don't want to have more than 1 or 2 children, but the awesome part about having, I have 5 children, is they entertain each other all the time. And yes, they do fight as well, but for the most part, they get along pretty well and they entertain each other. And the big kid, so Thomas is almost 11, so he helps out with Maria all the time. He's so good with her and just loves her. She loves him, and honestly, Maria loves all the kids. Like, she just thinks they're all so great. She's starting to like play baby dolls with Bella, and anyway, it's great. So anyway, I didn't know how it would go with just having me and Maria at home, just the 2 of us. And so I was kind of nervous about it, to be honest, because I'm like, oh my goodness, am I gonna have to like sit down and entertain her constantly, or you know, how's it gonna go? And I mean, we obviously like read books and do stuff together, but like I went and like cleaned Bella's room up. So Bella is a little bit of a pack rat, and so when she was at school, I got rid of a lot of things, like just like random boxes like that we got in the mail and just like stuff like that. So I went through her whole room and kind of got rid of all that junky stuff or things she doesn't play with anymore. And so Maria just like played by my side as I cleaned Bella's room, and it was so awesome. And we've gone grocery shopping, and it's just been like kind of a really sweet moment. And I realized like, man, I didn't really get to have these moments with the other kids where I'm just like constantly just with one child, and you can tell Maria just absolutely loves it, like that she kind of gets me to herself. So anyway, so that's kind of the start of school. The rest of summer has been, I cannot tell you, I don't know how I would have done YouTube honestly this summer because it was so intense. We went to Minnesota for a whole month. We had a blast there. It was so fun. We stayed with my mom and dad in the house that I grew up in. I have a whole video of like the house I grew up in and stuff. I'll link that down below. And I got to see a lot of my friends and all the cousins, all my brothers and sisters, so aunts and uncles, and it was just really fun. Every summer we go, we drive there, And because I really want my children to know their cousins, and they all get along so well. And my 2 youngest brothers are not married, and so they think that their uncles are like the coolest on the planet, and like just think the world of them. And they just play a bunch of sports. My parents have a lot of land and stuff, so anyway, so that was really fun to see family, and we were there for the 4th of July, so it was fun to just be there for the 4th of July. And so our summer was great, but we were there a month and it went by like that. It was so quick, and we just were constantly going, and it was fun. I gained 5 pounds this summer. Actually, I think it was closer to 7, to be honest. So anyway, so I did end up gaining weight this summer just because like it was go. I didn't have a lot of like me time and stuff, which is fine. Like, that's motherhood, that's part of, you know, how it goes and stuff. But I ate well, let's just say that. I think I must have like eaten well, and I didn't work out much and stuff. So but it was so great seeing my family. And then we came back here, and my in-laws have a river house, so we've been to the river house several times, and they have a pool there, and we got to see cousins there. And so it's pretty neat because we got to see my side, and then we got to see my husband Eric, his side of the family and stuff. So so it's been just a like packed summer, like so full, a lot of fun. And to be honest, even though it was super fun, like I was just exhausted. Like, I was so very tired by the time school started up. So this was last week. I just kind of hit this point in towards the end of the summer where I was like exhausted. Like, I legit was had no energy, so tired, fatigued, all of that. Like, I think I like gave it my all this summer, but it was like to this extent of like I had no time to rebuild myself up. So so I've been doing a lot of like kind of like looking into it, and it's called, I think, adrenal fatigue, your adrenals. Yeah, so so it's kind of like a hormone imbalance pretty much, and it's like when you're overextending yourself. So if you have a lot of stress, or you know, all these things. And honestly, I started feeling it back in spring, so before I even like stopped doing YouTube. So I think like not doing YouTube was actually like totally like a God thing, because I was already so burnt out. So something else that happened this summer that was a little bit hard for our family, it happened at the beginning of the summer, actually like right before I filmed the video that I was gonna take a break. I ended up having a miscarriage. And so that was something that I had to grieve this summer as well. Just it was kind of neat to have God's like perfect timing, where I had the time to just like process and to grieve and to kind of figure out, you know, just honestly to process it. Anytime you have a miscarriage, I feel like it's something that is really hard to process at times. And so anyway, that was something we ended up telling the children about it. And so they ended up, my son Jacob asked if he could name the baby, and so he named the baby Nicholas. So it's and it was just very, very new. Like, I had just found out I was pregnant, so the miscarriage happened pretty quickly after that. And so I debated, you know, should I tell the children or not? But I just want them to know, you know, like what happened and stuff. And so they all took it, you know, I mean, they were sad, but they took it well. And Maria talks about Nicholas quite often, and I have had 2 other miscarriages, and one of them we actually did end up burying. So it's just something that our family, like, we've known, like, and it honestly, like, it's so sad, but it makes me realize how amazing it is that we have Maria Grace, because I've had 2 miscarriages before Maria Grace, and then I've had one after her. So it's so interesting. It really made me reflect on what a huge blessing that it is to have Maria Grace, and it just makes me want to hold her even more, which I always feel that way anyway, but there's just like something so special about like knowing that God like gave her to us, you know. And I feel like my body is starting to like I'm in my I think I'm 43 so my body is starting to like go into the phase of like not having children, and I can definitely tell it. Like in your 40s you can start to feel a little different and slower and all those things, but it truly just makes me realize like what a blessing it is that we have Maria Grace. I had her when I was, I think, 41 and stuff. And so anyway, that's something that I've kind of processed this summer as well, was the hardship of just having a miscarriage and dealing with that, you know, crying a lot. And I don't know, it was just one of those things that I do anyway, where as soon as I find out I'm pregnant, I get pretty attached. You know, I you know, think of names and how great it'll be like to have another, you know, little being in this family, another little baby running around playing with the kids and stuff. So that was something that I really I had a hard time processing it, and I think a part of me kind of feels like Maria Grace is probably our last baby, because I don't think my body can like really handle any more babies. Like, I mean, we'll see, and God can do anything, so I'm not at all saying that she is my last, but it's one of those things where I'm kind of processing that it looks like more than likely that Maria Grace is probably our last baby that we'll get to hold in our arms anyway and stuff. So anyway, so that was a huge process for me. Like I really had to like take a moment and stuff. So it's neat that I already like had said like I'm gonna take a break from YouTube when that happened, because I didn't have to like, you know, like explain that or anything. And I know I don't have to explain anything, but I know that like miscarriages are so real, and that I'm not alone, you know, with having 3 miscarriages. And I'm so thankful that I have 5 now. And you know, my husband and I, we struggled with infertility when we first got married. So we've just kind of been on this like really interesting roller coaster of with 5 C-sections, and you know, our whole like journey of children. And so, and it still is happening. Like, you know, like who knows, God can do anything. He could have me have many more children if he wanted to, because with God all things are possible. But I've also like come to the terms that like, okay, like 5 beautiful babies are like more than enough. Like God is so generous, you know, and stuff, but it doesn't take away from the heartache of the ones that we've lost, you know, and stuff. So I think I'm just kind of like coming to the realization that, you know, more than likely Maria Grace will be our last one, and that I feel very blessed to have that, and you know, just focus on the blessings instead of like the sadness of like that window probably being closed and stuff. So anyway, so that was another thing that happened this summer for us. And I mean, there was just so much, you know. We went to Minnesota, I think like a week later, and you know, I just kind of like went in this like crazy thing of like cleaning every cabinet in our house, and like just wanting to come home to a perfect house, like before I went to Minnesota. Do you guys do that, where you like are about to leave somewhere, even if it's like to the river house, my in-laws river house, and I like clean like mad because I just want to come home to like a clean house, you know what I'm talking about? So anyway, so yeah, got like deep into cleaning, and probably could have did a lot of clean with me videos, but it was just kind of nice to like just process life, you know, and where I'm at right now and what God wants. And I honestly don't even know exactly what God is asking of me right now. For the last 5 years, I've been so sure that, you know, every Wednesday, this is, you know, what God wants. He gave me so much zeal. But, and I feel like I'm supposed to do it again, but I'm always very open to him, you know, telling me like, you know, I'm done. Like, you're done. You don't need to do it anymore, and stuff. So anyway, it was kind of nice to have just a regular life that wasn't so chaotic. But I think now that Maria Grace is the only one at home, I feel like just that in of itself, it won't be as chaotic as it was when all the children were here, obviously, but also with Bella. Like, I had to bring her to preschool every day, and, you know, just like, it was like a constant go, go, go. And probably that's part of why, you know, I was so exhausted, and I just kind of ran myself ragged. And so right now I'm just kind of like healing, spiritually, emotionally, physically, a lot of healing going on for me right now, and all is within God. Like, every part of my healing has to be with God, you know. And so it is neat to see him kind of healing me and being on the journey with me in my hardship and stuff. So anyway, so that's kind of me in a nutshell of my summer. A lot of ups and downs, hardship, fun times, you know. It's just kind of was all over the place, but I'm like I said, really excited to get back into the rhythm of life and be with you guys and all of that. And I'm hoping that every Wednesday I can do videos, so thank you for subscribing and hitting the little bell button down below, and just being a part of this journey with me. Anyway, I will talk to you hopefully next week. But anyway, until next time, I will see you all later. God bless. Bye.